Listen to this. It's a godforsaken lie, is what it is. It's propaganda. It's a big lie that they repeat over and over again to the point where normal people have to sit there and say, no ordinary God-fearing person would lie with such a big lie, with such impunity over and over again, unless it were true. And my goodness, maybe it's true.
But look, we all want to solve this.
But look. Now, the thing is, J.D. Vance was saying look as well a lot. I think he's sort of like absorbing that bad habit through osmosis from Tim Noball's walls. But look. By the way, saying but look, there's an expression, in French, there's an equivalent that goes écoutez, which means listen. Whenever anybody says that to a judge, first of all, it pisses me off because I find it wildly rude and sort of not condescending, but lacking formality. But I also think 90% of the time it's followed by a lie. Listen to this.
Look, we all want to solve this. Most of us want to solve this, and that is the United States Congress. That's the Border Patrol agents. That's the Chamber of Commerce. That's most Americans out here. That's why we had the fairest and the toughest bill on immigration that this nation's seen.
I mean, I would not be able to interrupt my interlocutor. That is a steaming load of walls crap. That's throwing crap on walls. Bada bing, bada boom.
It was crafted by a conservative senator from Oklahoma, James Lankford. I know him. He's super conservative, but he's a man of principle, wants to get it done. Democrats and Republicans worked on this piece of legislation. The Border Patrol said, this is what we need in here. These are the experts. And the Chamber of Commerce and the Wall Street Journal.
These are the experts, the Border Patrol, the ones that they frame for actual crimes that they didn't commit. The ones who are basically saying, just let us enforce existing law. We don't need anything more. Just let us do our jobs. Oh yeah, the experts. Now they're going to listen to the experts.
Said, pass this thing. Kamala Harris helped get there. 1,500 new border agents, detection for drugs, DOJ money to speed up these the adjudications on this, just what America wants. But as soon as I was getting ready to pass and actually tackle this, Donald Trump said no, told them to vote against it because it gives him a campaign issue. It gives him what would Donald Trump talk about if we actually did some of these things? And they need to be done by the legislature. You can't just do this through the executive branch.
First of all, that's a lie. But he needs it to be an issue because what else would he be campaigning on? Is exactly what they are doing. They drafted that bill knowing that if it got sufficient light of day, it would be dead in the water. And they could then campaign off exactly what they're doing right now. It was all of these problems are Trump's fault because 3.5 years later, we finally proposed a bill that was designed to either be rejected or to be wildly, insanely not about the border. And look, they rejected it. Now it's all their fault. $60 billion to Ukraine in the original iteration of the alleged bipartisan border bill. $15 billion to Israel. I think there was $4 billion to humanitarian aid for Gaza. It's an amazing thing. That was in the original bipartisan border bill. I've had this discussion with Barnes, and he says this rebuttal is too complicated. It was a uniparty border bill that was intending to grant exclusive jurisdiction to the corrupt DC court, ratify 1.8 million illegal crossings a year, ratified, make that like the minimum threshold below which you can't do anything. That border bill was neither a border nor protection, nor even relating to the border, and it did nothing to curb illegal immigration. It actually just ratified and legalized, had it passed, up to 1.8 million illegal immigrants a year. Nobody comes back with that retort. But they pretend that border bill, which they proposed 3.5 years after the fact, was the solution to a problem that nobody saw it coming. And let's take a quick break from this vlog for a word from our sponsor, The Wellness Company. The world feels like it's on edge right now. Tensions over the upcoming election, economic instability, supply chain shortages, and health threats popping up left and right with talk of a new pandemic on the horizon. If you're waiting for the medical industrial complex to protect you and your family when things go sideways, you are making a huge mistake. You have to take action and be prepared. That's why I want to tell you about The Wellness Company's Contagion Emergency Kit. It's a lifesaver, quite literally, put together by real experts like Dr. Peter McCullough. Inside, you've got medications like ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, budesonide, and even nebulizer. These are critical medications that treat respiratory illnesses and so much more, especially heading into the flu season. Can you imagine when you or a loved one need life-saving medications? Are you really going to risk being told no by the powers that be? Don't let anyone play gatekeeper with your health. Just a few clicks, the kit is delivered right to your front door. This is peace of mind for you and your family in uncertain times. Go to twc.health/Viva. Use promo code Viva. You get $30 off and free shipping. Don't wait for the next health crisis to hit. Be ready, not reactive. Get your kit today and take control of your health. Note, these kits are only available in the USA. And now back to the vlog. This is 3.5 years ago. They pretend this, oh no, that we had the solution. We're not the cause of the problem. I mean, you've all seen this, but listen to what Kamala Harris said 3.5 years ago.
Just quickly put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Well, I mentioned it because I know.
If you don't understand the point that he's making, you are mentally impaired, Kamala Harris.
Republicans have certainly come at you on this, but Democratic Congressman Cuellar, as a border district, has said to you and the president, come. You need to see this.
Listen, I care about what's happening at the border. I'm in Guatemala because my focus is dealing with the root causes of migration. There may be some who think that that is not important, but it is my firm belief that if we care about what's happening at the border, we better care about the root causes and address them. And so that's what I'm doing.
This is enough to make your blood boil. We're going to we've been to the border. You have. We who the hell's we? Like America? Americans? Illegals? But you haven't. I've never been to Europe. Good. Were you called the Europe czar? Were you appointed to a position to prevent mass illegal immigration from Europe? No. And by the way, she's in Guatemala to address the core issues of migration. What do you think they are? Climate. The most shocking thing from that interview, you go back and watch it, when she said, I told them not to come. Remember the hilarious meme, don't come. Her explanation and her justification for telling them not to come was not that it's illegal and you won't get citizenship and it's criminal and you'll be deported. It wasn't that. Her rationale, her justification for why she was telling them not to come is that it's dangerous. She said, oh, the voyage is treacherous. It's dangerous. People get exploited. They get assaulted. They get trafficked. Her reason to tell them not to come was just because it's dangerous, not because it's illegal and you'll be turned back if you get here. Listen to this.
Here in Guatemala City, you had a message for would-be migrants.
Don't come.
Don't come.
Why?
Why should they believe you when they know that people are getting in?
I've been working on this issue for a very long time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it only recently arose, and the one solution that came up in 2024 was Trump's fault. I've been working on this for a very long time, but she was never border czar. You tell them not to come, but they know that if they come, they're not going to be turned back. So why should they listen to you? Listen to this answer.
The kind of violence and danger that is associated with that trek, especially when we're talking about from Guatemala through Mexico to the United States, it's extremely dangerous. We are looking at a situation where people are fleeing because of hunger, because of the hurricanes, because of the pandemic. So the reason I am here is to address those issues, knowing that the people who are here for generations,
she's got dead eyes.
They want to stay. They don't want to leave, but they need opportunity. They need assistance. They need support.
Appreciate that. She said, don't come, not because it's illegal to get turned back, but because it's too dangerous and they need assistance and they need support in order to not leave in the first place, which would seem to open the door to the idea that it would be up to America to improve the quality of life in foreign countries in order for them not to come. Because if they come and make that very dangerous trek, they're still going to get through and get whatever special wand protections and immediate recognitions that the Harris-Biden administration decides to afford to what would otherwise be criminal illegal aliens. It's not a problem to them. It's a strategy. The demographic shift, the political demographic shift is the strategy. That is the end goal. And so she's got to make it look like, A, it's not a problem that she caused, B, that she's fighting to solve the problem, and C, that it's all somebody else's fault while they reap the benefits of allowing mass illegal migration, that they then wave the magic wand and grant them whatever status makes them legal so that they go from illegal to legal. And then in 5 to 10 years, if they can successfully steal 1 or 2 elections in the meantime, lifelong Democrat voters.